What's going on, everybody? This live will be posted after this on my YouTube. For free access. Now, I haven't been live the last couple of days, but here we are. What's going on, Tommy Thunder? Thanks for being here. How are you, Tommy Thunder? We just started this, and I'm not sure what M, L, and R means. If you can refresh my mind. So I wanted to start this by saying most people are miserable. Much love and respect. Nice. Yeah, I prefer to go on a little early in the morning, but I kind of miss that because that's when, I don't know, people seem to be more active. And I still wanted to come on though. We might even go on live tonight. Much love and respect to you too, Tommy. I'm glad you're alive and your well-being is here. So we're going to talk about why you're miserable. Which is kind of a funny concept. People are miserable. There's two reasons why. One, because people don't do what they actually want to do. So it's like they fight with themselves, which they do, and they resist. So there's something deep inside your heart that you always want to do. And if you don't do that, chances are you're going to be miserable. So, not doing what you want to do in your little heart is what makes you miserable. You've been watching my content, Tommy Thunder. I appreciate it. I've been watching some of yours when it comes up. Yeah, I've been getting a little bit better, and some things were supposed to happen in my life, and they didn't, prevail. Not because of me though, but at least I made the attempt. Yeah, I appreciate it though. How are things with you, Tommy? So the second reason why, and if this is lagging at all, let me know because I can turn on the Wi-Fi. I think it's off right now. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is off right now. The second reason why you're miserable is because it's the way you react. So you're miserable by the way you're reacting to the world and to your life circumstances. So when you react, what's really going on is people never take a moment of their life just just take a moment. They're moving too fast. They're always trying to do one thing and another thing. Hello, Fortnite kid. And I'm loud and clear. Thank you for that, Tommy. And God bless everybody in here. So, we are living in a time where everyone's go, go, go. And when you slow down, what happens is when you take your time, then you can control how you react. So if you're moving super fast, like a chicken with its head cut off, then you're instinctively going to react. It may not be your best option. When you slow down, then the process of your thinking becomes slower. So you have less thoughts. And you're not totally obsessed with a thought. So just a simple act of doing things slower and slowly, you will begin to realize, oh, I can choose how I react. Does that make sense? So most of the time, people are caught up in the mind and they become whatever they're thinking. And you know by experience that your thoughts always change. So they cannot be you. If your thoughts, about sadness or your thoughts about angry, being miserable, or if you hate something, you're being pulled into your thought. That means you're becoming it without a choice, no choice. If we slow down, then we get to pick how we react to things. It sounds very simple, but if you ever heard of a word called Zen, Zen means taking things slow. They'll have you do whatever very slow. Instead of your radioactive mind, you can control your mind. And you can control how you react to things. And then eventually, you can have better thoughts. It's as simple as that. So having negative thoughts or feeling sad or angry about life situations, most of the time it's because you choose that. If something makes you mad, well, it's because you're letting it make you mad. You're actually subconsciously choosing to be mad. How come one thing makes you mad? You can ask yourself this. And another thing doesn't make you mad. So how come one thing in your life it always makes you mad, or just any circumstance, and then another thing, just whatever it is, spontaneously, it doesn't really make you mad? You hate Donald Trump? Some people do. But you don't hate your kid. You love your wife or your dog, but you hate Donald Trump. because you are choosing who you love and who you hate. The power of this life is you choose. But and you create. But most people are doing this unconsciously. Yeah, Tommy, I remember watching your video a couple days ago or last week. It was a real good video. Thank you for everyone joining. God bless everyone. So, what most people don't know, the secret to life is you create your life. You bring that life. You bring love to all around you. Yeah, editing takes a long time. So, when you have resistance, when you resist in your life, let's just say somebody that's a criminal, they may live in the hood, but then they create this person, this persona. Oh, I always have to act like this. This is who I am. But they don't understand that that's just what you created in your life. And when you create this thought in your head, whatever thought it is, then it manifests. It becomes your outward reality. Okay? So if you always think you're a gangster and you have to be mean to people and people are always going to be mean to you, you think this, well, then you're creating the outside situation to perpetrate. Even more so, if you think you have to live a life of steel and cheating people, robbing, and being unfair, well, we can just say this is a negative mindset. And so you will never think of other ways outside of the ways that you're stuck in. So if you think you have to act hard, cheat, be mean to people, steal, and lie, and if you think that everybody's out to get you, well, then this is the thing about being a gangster or somebody that's in a hood. And there's nothing wrong with being a gangster. But your mind becomes, oh, this is who I am. They never think of ways to escape it. So they're in this circle of life, and then they think that life has to be this way. And so it's like a self trap. Yes, then the environment does influence that, and so does the peer pressure. But you can escape it. The problem is, and you see this with a lot of people in the music industry, especially people like Lil Wayne and Eminem, they have the same mentality that they had this their whole entire life. You may not know this, but their music is reflects this. And they don't understand they don't have to, and this goes for any gangster, anybody that's living in poverty. You don't have to live this life. You can go and live any life you want to. But when you think you have to steal and cheat, lie, and people are out to get you, which that's a big thing, then you limit your thinking. Facts. By Tommy Thunder. People always limit their thinking. And so you never see other results. You never see different ways. It's called being narrow-minded. Naive. So we are limitless beings, but it's only when we put a limit, which is created by our thoughts, that we don't have this limitless because we've just limited it. Does that make sense? So if you think, oh, I have to get a 9 to 5, if you think I have to live exactly like your parents did, well, that's what you're going to do. If you think you only deserve to be paid $17 an hour, well, that is your limit restricted thoughts. It's bullshit. But you don't think, oh, you don't think you can get $1 million. No, I could never do that. You don't think you can get a big house. You don't think you could stand up and talk in front of people. Well, that just means you're full of shit. Hello, Dot. That's so true. Yes, Tommy Thunder. That's your pay after tax, $17. Yeah, I mean, it is for some people, but people think like, "Oh, this is all I can get. I don't deserve to be famous. I don't deserve to have money, a lot of money. I could never travel the world." Because you hold yourself back. There is no one to really hold you back. They want you to think that there's somebody holding you back. Did somebody hold Hitler back? When that person, that crazy kid that shut up the Dark Knight Theater with Batman, Columbine, did anybody hold these people back? No, they went and did what they had to do. It's ego. So most people are just working against themselves. Whether it's society or it's peer pressure that's influencing you, you're the one still committed. It seems very fundamental, but most people miss this. So when we see people, or let's just say somebody works at Burger King, now do you want to work at Burger King or do you want to do something else? Do you see yourself doing something else? Okay? Now, if you want to work at Burger King, if you implement that thought, well, then that's what you are doing. It sounds so simple, but if you work at Burger King and then you wanted to do something else, but you tell yourself you can't do it, or you're afraid to do it, well, then how are you going to go do what you actually want to do? Burger King's club meal. You can see me as a professional bull rider. I mean, maybe today I feel like a professional bull rider. The truth is you don't know, and most people in the world, they don't know their self-worth. They don't know that they're a part of God, which is limitless. They don't know they're a part of reality. See, we've been taught, influenced, but we have a mask on us right now. The whole world. And it's to think that we're not powerful, that we have shitty self-worth. This whole game that we are in, they're just, what are they doing? We're not in some caveman Indian barbaric type of war. We're not chained up to a block. They're mentally fucking you. And then you realize I'm the one mentally fucking me. There's no one else in this world that can mentally fuck you. A professional bull rider, that's definitely a first. Hello, Plum. Classism. Lost in the sauce, people could be respectfully. A lot of people get caught up in because, oh, my parents didn't love me. F your parents. Not in a rude way. People get so traumatized because their parents didn't let them do this and they didn't care for you and love for you. Well, this is the point in your life where you overcome this. No one's gonna live the life you want to live, and no one's gonna let you do what you want to do. You go and do that. Yeah, I SpongeBob is probably like one of the best cartoons. But people, this is just a little side note, even though it's a big note with a lot of people. They get traumatized from their parents. And, and it's like you can't love me. I want you to love me. And like you're like a 17-year-old teenager, maybe you're 35. And some people never connect with their parents really, and they'll be like 45 years old, 50 years old. Literally, I've met people like this, and they're still trying to develop like this very loving connection. If someone doesn't love you, you're not going to be able to change that. Yeah. Attention. They just want to be loved, but they don't understand true love. Yeah, and you do have to love yourselves first. Narcissists, yeah. But they don't, it's unconscious. It's unconsciously. Yeah. Like, I see people trying to, like, they control their kids with everything they do. I see 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds that have kids. And I'm talking like 3, 4, 5 year old kids, babies, and they literally have aggression towards them. They're yelling at a 3 year old, a 5 year old. They're controlling everything they do. And so when that kid grows up, the kid of that parent, they're going to carry that, oh, I remember when mommy yelled at me for touching the toy. And then they'll be afraid to live life. They'll be afraid just to express emotions because you yelled at them like it was Auschwitz with Adolf Hitler, and you yelled at him when he was a little tiny kid. Low energy beings. It's dead. Yeah. People, that's a great point. She was kind of ugly. And that name is kind of funny. We live in the land of the Walking Dead. That needs to be like a YouTube live special edition, or I need to make a video or write a book. Yeah, programming. Just like you watch programming on TV, life is like nothing like the Big Bang Theory, Friends, these sitcoms, uh, whatever they are. I can't even remember the name. Charlie Sheen, anger management. All the stuff you see on TV, whether you actually like watch it for fun, Jersey Shore even, all this stuff is planning in your head. It's literally planting stuff in your head. Oh, this is how life kind of should be. Even though you know life shouldn't be exactly like that. Well, when we watch a movie, it's like we become that character in the movie. It doesn't matter if we want to or not. The picture is now planted in subconscious. Yeah, I absolutely understand what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. When you're stuck in a program, it's kind of like, oh, you take the same route to work, you do the same thing every day. You feel like it's sucking your soul. You want to do something greater because you have a feeling inside of you, but you resist it. They hate they have to work to provide for kids they choose to make. Yeah, that's one of I make that point a lot. She was kind of ugly. people always get upset that, oh, now they have a kid, and it's like, well, now you have to take care of it. A lot of people, they have kids, they just give them electronics nowadays, and they always keep the kid preoccupied as an entertained, but they're not really making any connection with the kid. They're distracting the kid all the time, and so it is the parent's fault. But when the kid grows up, they don't have that deep connection with their parent, and then they don't know how to connect with anybody. You're in control of your own emotions. Yeah, that's what we were talking about from the jump. My sunny side up. Everyone is in their own heads. That's so true. Wash your brain from the brainwashing. Yeah. Yeah, 2.5 men. Yeah. People see these, like it. People literally think life should be as a movie or a TV sitcom, but it's never like that. Never. It seems like it, but I have learned in my life that most friends are not really even friends. Yeah, I'm not sure how old you are, Sunny Side Up, but sometimes when you are really older in your life, you don't talk to as many people. Yeah. But we're all friends here, and the more that we give, the more friends that come towards us. So the more that we give, this is a big circumstance, the more that we get. The false America dream in the sitcoms is intense. Yeah, yeah. And when you watch movies and TV shows, they give this illusionary of time. You never see them making the food, brushing their teeth, uh, going to the bathroom. You don't see them taking a shit. So when you watch a movie, it's always very intense. But you're not watching all the time and all the spaces between each intense scene. The world is a stage. Yeah, I've heard about the one guy, not not Beethoven, whatever guy that made Romeo and Juliet, like who's the guy who said the world is a stage. I can't remember and he wrote all them plays in the theaters. I can't remember his name. I've watched Hot Fuzz over 100 times. I'm not sure what Hot Fuzz is. I never I never watched The Office. So I am like 30 years old, 30 years young. Doesn't matter to me. I stopped watching TV at 18 years old. So that is when I actually got my first TV from working when I was 16 years old. A flat screen 42 inch. I bought it for gaming, but I lost all my friends at 16. So I sold that TV. I got rid of that TV at 18. William Shakespeare was the guy I was just thinking of. And I heard that he wasn't even a real person. Okay, so I heard that he's just a made up character himself. They're too tired from working all day. They don't want to interact their own kids. Yeah, you're spot on. She was kind of ugly. That is true. That is true. The thing is, when you have kids and babies, your life is meant to be spent with them majority of the time. It's not meant to like, oh, you go to work. You're not meant to be away from your kids. But you're definitely right about that. She was kind of ugly. God bless everyone in here. This is the one-handed prayer. Hello, Joe Poe. Nice to see your beautiful face in here. More and more are awakening daily, but there's a lot of work. Yeah. Yeah, everything we do, every act of niceness that we do in the world, it creates a seed in people, and it creates a seed in reality. So when we have a nice thought, we create it, it goes out to the whole entire existence. Like I just seen my neighbor helping my other neighbor, and it was just very touching and kind. As Tommy said, I see us coming together every day. My sunny side up donated $2. Thank you very much. I'll buy a couple gumballs. No, I'll use it to help people. If you've never listened to this, brother, take a moment and receive. Thank you, Joe Poe. Your name reminds me of like a an artist. I'm so happy I just got to eat a little bit ago. But your name reminds me of like a poet. There you go, Tommy Thunder. Shakespeare, yeah. I heard that Shakespeare wasn't even a real person. The land we live upon is merely a stage show for the onlookers. Yeah. Reality basically wants you to become infatuated with it. It wants you to have lust. It wants you to like always care about what everybody thinks of you. It wants you to be mean, to be rude. Yeah. Yeah, we need platforms like this, chats like this because it could get lonely around sleeping beings. Yeah. And we trust me, we are going to be doing stuff in person. You know, it's just a matter of time. The world is changing and we are going to be coming together. It might not look like that exactly on the outside, but things are never as they seem. As we all come to know. When I make content, I try to make it for all to understand. Yeah, that's actually a very beneficial thing to do. If sometimes it's better to act stupid. There is people that aren't really that smart, but they play stupid. Even guys unknowingly, when they want to get women, I know this all too well, men will act absolutely obliterated. They'll act stupid so they can get women. They do it all the time. So, yeah, sometimes we have to act a little bit retarded. It can be used as a beneficial factor. Hello, little Miss Sunshine. Thank you all for being here. My other hand is holding the phone. I appreciate all you guys. I can't stop being me. Edward Allan Poe. Yeah, and Edward Allan Poe was like 27 years old, and his girlfriend was 14, and that was the reason he wrote all this poetry. Yeah, it's like all these people that we hear about, they don't give us the full story. Yeah, yeah, it's programming. For sure, Little Miss Sunshine. Some call me the sun. Nice to see you, Peter. Do you ever eat steak tartare in Germany? I appreciate that, Tommy Thunder. Yeah. It wants your soul for nothing in return. Well, yeah, that's basically what they call the soul trap, and that's what evil is. Because we keep becoming evil until we don't. So evil is just acting unconsciously. It's acting out of our animal instincts, and they call this the lower chakra center. And so you reincarnate until you do better. This is why they take it out of the Bible, because they don't want you to know that you reincarnate. I think it's in the Gnostics, though. You don't want to reincarnate. I appreciate you, Little Miss Sunshine. Love your content. We are all already dead. This is just memories of our lives. It is true. That is true. I don't know how you know that, Jimmy Level Wind. But this is the point of waking up. Yeah. Yeah, people change their whole personality. You sound exactly like me. She was kind of ugly. Like you sound like that's something I would say. Cuz I used to see guys and they would just change up their whole personality for this woman, and then I felt bad for the woman because then she kind of like he she would be into the guy because he completely changed how he acted. And I know this Powerball. I knew he was going to switch and flip because that's not who he is. So she was in for a rude awakening. And some guys like will leave all their friends, leave their whole what they want to do, their whole passion, their whole literally their life's quest. They will drop it all just to get on their hands and knees for what's in between her legs. It, it's sad, but it's also funny. I've seen it almost 97% of the time. And and they're not and the thing is they're not even meant to be together. That's the worst part. There's nothing wrong with getting on your hands and knees for a woman, but it's but you're pulling an act. You don't, you know what I mean? It's really the divine feminine, which is really inside of yourself. You can't get that outside of yourself. If we didn't have feminism inside of us, we would never create. Jimmy, that's deep. Yeah, I don't know how in the hell Jimmy even brought that up. Yeah, I mean, Joe Poe, your name sounds like a poet, like an author. Yeah, it was a collection of poets. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's actually facts. Yeah, they made us seem like Shakespeare was like this brilliant person, but it was more so like a collection of like mischievous minds. Yeah. No drugs are real. Once you're done remembering your life, then you create your own heaven. I agree, Jimmy Level win, and that is phenomenal. Like A plus, astronomical. And this is what we have to get people to understand. Any one of you can implement this in your life is to try to show people you can create the life that you want. Even evil people are creating the life that they seem to want. The ghostwriter concept is only a stage name. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, that's like the point of a stage name. But then like some people, maybe like the Joker or some like really good actor, they they get into their character so much. It's like they possess themselves. You know, like Clint Eastwood, whatever, Jason Statham or Staten, yeah. But especially like musicians, they become the character so much, and then they live it. Especially musicians and celebrities. You know a lot more things, but you can't talk about them. Yeah. And that's the thing is, yeah, you have to find out and experience it all. There's some people that try to teach spirituality online, or they are teaching spirituality, and they just try to tell you everything, like all at once. You can't go and just tell somebody that. It's too much. Like, if you known there was real life vampires, and then you found out about aliens, like you actually seen aliens or heard about it, and then you find out about life isn't real, then like the layman person, that's like insanity. Yeah. Most common people, they are the insane ones. But they call you the insane one because you live your life. Nitzia or Nitzich, I don't really know about him, and he was 40. I was always looking for the truth since birth. Yeah. And that's why we come here, to reconnect with source, to reconnect with life, because there would be no other reason we would be here if we were already with God, and we felt that. There would be no scenery, there would be no experience. Yeah. So we kind of like lose ourselves to find ourselves. Yeah. It's similar to a parallel universe. Yeah. All right, Peter, I'll see you later. Yeah. It's also comical because people hallucinate and experience the same things again. And that's what we were talking about like a little bit ago. When people experience trauma, they're just reliving the same thought. They Your thoughts change, but for most people the same pattern just goes on throughout your whole entire life. and you do the same things throughout your whole entire life. Life itself is just one big grande cycle. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a deadly trap. It's also beautiful. You're a commercial fisherman? Wow, I'd love to get some fish off of you, man. Or yeah, I think seafood is the best food to eat in the world. And I think being like a commercial fisherman, you obviously are going to see things, but I feel like it could be fun. Yeah. When you don't talk for a long time, as Jimmy Level Wind just exposed, your mind will settle down and you'll feel more of the subtle things. But being a commercial fisherman sounds awesome. Yeah. I have to hear more about that Jimmy Level when. See, I kind of want to interview some people on my channel, but I'm not exactly sure yet. You guys can let me know what you think about that. I would interview Jimmy Level when and a couple other people too, obviously. I would just like to hear the commercial fisherman experience. All right. The true power is being your actual self when seeking a relationship. Yeah, because when you are yourself and you're on your life path, you're gonna get the people. They're just gonna come to you. So if you're meant to have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, one night stands, they're just literally gonna come in your face. It's so blatantly obvious, but for most people, they don't see that. And when you're actually living your life, everything that's meant for you, you don't have to force relationships. Life is at ease. It's a breeze. You're exactly right, though, Little Miss Sunshine. And our best relationships and the ones we should be involved in are when we feel something with that person and we feel deeply connected. So there's a reason why a lot of people around you family and people that don't exist. You're not having like in-depth conversations with your neighbor because they're on another frequency. They're just not meant to be that deep relationship. Yeah. That's crazy. That's a crazy experience, Jimmy Level one. Yeah. Hello, Andreas. Mermaids, yeah, they were definitely real. Definitely still could be real. Some of that stuff dies off. Yeah. There's a reason why I have all these folklores. Same with mythology. You know, a lot of stuff that's sci-fi is really real fi. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing about an evil person is that they're just naive, but they are always just stuck in their head, and so they can't feel the source, which is all around them, and they lose the connection to the divine. So an evil person is not inherently evil or bad. It's the ego itself. Once you once it takes control of you, well, then you are not in control. Okay? And so an evil person is just someone who's just caught up in their thoughts. Now the only way to feel reality, which is all around us, and it's flowing through us. It's a current that is invisible. You have to stop thinking. So the only goal in this life really is to stop thinking. Thinking is the blockage between connecting to God in reality, especially uncontrolled thinking. Cuz you can't feel reality and think at the same time. You can't do both. So in our reality, in all of existence, no matter where you go, you can think or you can feel. And a feeling is that feeling of life. It resides in you and all around you. You're literally banned here from YouTube. You don't gotta apologize, Andreas. Yeah. Maybe I'll have to do an interview with Tommy Thunder too. Yeah, Navy SEALs usually see stuff. The same with pilots on airplanes, but they have to sign contracts to do their job, and they're not allowed to disclose information. Okay. But we're about like an hour and 21 minutes in here. This will be posted in case you want to watch any of this after it. The date is May 22nd, 2025. I might be live tonight. I didn't go live the last couple days. But I'll definitely be live tomorrow morning, probably at an earlier time than what we are right now. Yeah, I would love to see that interview too, Little Miss Sunshine. I like that name, by the way. Thought you were a bull rider, you're official. I would love to get like some fresh fish, some clams, oysters, and I would love to get like some fresh shrimp. Whew. Yeah. I'm gonna be getting some seafood soon. Well, God bless everyone. I hope you guys find eternal happiness, which comes from the life inside of you. And when you feel this, which is a vibration, it's a feeling inside of you, you feel life, eternal, existing, but non existing at the same time. And this is a place where your mind shuts off. Because all there ever was is this eternal. And you just have to feel this. It's not something you think about. It depends. Jimmy Lovell Wind, you've noticed helping people in need can prolong these memories because it makes you evade some things. Yeah, you shouldn't go out of your way to help someone if they're not asking for it. I've learned this when I was very young, and even though I may have been right, if people don't want the help, if they're not actively seeking the help, it's there's only so much you can do. So I'm not out here telling everybody, oh, you should eat this and you should do this type of practice, because they don't care. They're not ready for it. The biggest thing about God and spirituality is, are you ready for it? Even just having the knowledge of what's really going on in the world, just all this other knowledge that most people don't know, that's heartbreaking. That's life changing. It can change your whole discrepancy about your whole life, change your whole path around. Yeah. We could, when people do corporate jobs and some 9 to 5s, there's always going to be people that are enslaved. There's always going to be people stuck in the matrix until they break out. Yeah. I'll be here till I die. So there's a reason you're living the life that you're living right now. Why you seen this? You know, we're all coming on here. All right. I mean, sometimes I feel like I could go for hours, but I think it's best to, you know, break it up in smaller segments. God bless everyone in here. Keep the mind quiet. Keep asking for God at all times and every time of the day. Because eventually your thoughts will stop. And you will witness the awareness, which is what you really are. Pure awareness. Yeah, they do lose their connection to the divine. Ignorance, it also causes like suffering, so it is a bliss. Little Miss Sunshine, but it also keeps you trapped in the samsara. Yeah, I mean, I figured Jamie Lovell, when you would harvest most of the food you consume, especially like an experienced fisher, I can't imagine someone being like a fisher a long time and like eat something else. You know what I mean? I guess that would be kind of crazy. Yeah, but maybe send me an email. We could do like a little interview with you on my channel. And maybe I'll get some other people on here too. Yeah. All right, I'll see everyone later. God bless you all. And I appreciate all you guys.